Hey, what's up? This is Carl Joshua Ngube. I am the founder and CEO of Rural BnB. I'm also the author of the Rural Development Handbook, which I've now developed into this particular series, which is Rural Development Ideas. Now, I realize that you might be reading the book, but the problem with books sometimes is that they don't paint a full picture. And so I've developed this series utilizing my graphic design, animation, and also the advent of artificial intelligence. We're able to paint a much more vivid picture of what you can do within the rural space. Now, in this series, we're going to be doing short videos about 8 minutes long that are going to be talking about idea by idea, the kind of things that you can do within the rural space. So without further ado, let's cap it off with the first idea. Obviously, we're going to talk about rural BnB. So I want to paint a picture of what a rural BnB looks like. So our business Rural BnB is designed to evangelize and get you to actually build your rural homestead into a place where people can come and spend the night. So it's like a lodge within the rural space, hence Rural BnB. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to locate a piece of land. We highly recommend that you look into your own village, because the history of the village and people in the village, it's going to be very important moving forward in terms of the narrative of your business. So the first thing is, once you've identified your piece of land, it doesn't have to be that big. It needs to be a piece of land that can fit maybe 10 huts. And when we're talking about 10 huts, we're talking about a diameter of about 5 meters for the huts. So what you're going to do is, once you've identified it, we need to put on the site a nice, glorious entrance. Probably something with a nice, beautiful arc that's going to have the name of the place, or something more rustic. There's so many different ideas of what you can do. What we want to do is we want to keep the natural feel of the materials and the building materials that are used within the rural space, which brings us to the hut. Now, what you want to do is you want to set up between 1 and 10, which I think is the sweet spot, huts. Those huts must have the same architecture as what you see within that particular area, which means when people are actually driving and coming to your village, you want them to be driving and seeing different types of huts. And then when they get to your hut, it sort of embodies what they've already been seeing in that particular area. So there's a number of different options, and it's best to check with us what kind of huts suit what sort of area. Once you have built your hut, what are we looking at doing on the inside? So basically, the layouts that we want is like an open plan layout, where you'll have the bed in the middle, a divider that takes you to an ensuite shower toilet combo. Then inside the room, you're going to have like a couch setup. Then you're going to have what is called like a nice tea caddy, possibly even a microwave. You're going to power this using a solar system. So it's definitely going to be off-grid, and you're going to need to put in a bowl. Now, one of the things that we say in terms of conventions of putting a bowl is that it's essential to put in a bowl, but also give access to the community, the bowl itself, okay? So now you've got your hut. What are we going to dress it with? So look at your hut like it's a glamping site. And when we talk about glamping, you can actually start out your hut by building the bed in place. So building it out of cement and then just putting a mattress on top. Or you can use a blow-up mattress. Or you can actually then buy a bed and then put up the linens. Now, what should your linens look like? We want your linens to look exactly what you would get in a hotel. So I want to keep the standards exactly a particular way. Then you're going to introduce a bit of African color in terms of throws and rugs, and you're going to put on the walls stuff like African paintings, best sourced from local artists. The reason why you want to do that is that everything in the room is going to be on sale. So when your guests are staying in the room, there should be a QR code that basically links them to a shop. If you don't know how to put up a shop, Rural BnB can assist you by putting the shop on our platform. So when people scan, they can get access to the products on our shop. And so we can actually do the fulfillment. So what sort of things are you going to be doing in your Rural BnB? When your guests check in, there's some things that you can put into the room, like guest amenities. So it could be homemade snacks. There's a number of different options in our Chikafu series. That's why, I've developed the book Chikafu, which is supposed to help you develop the different types of products you're going to have in place. You're also going to make your own soaps. You're also going to make your own lotions. Those are going to be kept in the bathrooms. And this is very important because your guests are going to need an experience of something that's coming from your culture. So we're going to be re-engineering your culture to suit the types of products that people actually want to get. So once your guests have checked in, what can they do? Well, basically in the morning, there's villagers that can come and sing while they deliver the breakfast. You can have a nice breakfast nook on the outside, which is just comprising of 2 chairs and a little table. Or people can be taken on a picnic where you are actually herding the cattle, and then you take them to a place of interest, which could be by a riverside, and that's where they'll be able to have their breakfast. What else can they do? They can do Scotch cart rides, where they're taken through the village, any places of interest, meeting the villagers, taking pictures. Those are the kind of things that you can do. In our series, we're going to talk about the activities as a separate thing, because there's so many different things you can do, from doing lobola negotiations, you can do naming ceremonies, you can do what's called like a jit, you can do sundowners. There's so many different things that you can do in the rural context. So right now we're focusing more on the things that you can set up. Other things that you can set up is a nice gazebo area that has a fire pit, so people can actually braai meat. So if there's a fire pit, you can also include you can actually bring in a chimney from the top, which is going to extract the smoke, which can mimic what some of the old kitchens can look like. Other things that you can install are outdoor showers, outdoor toilets. These are especially welcomed by the types of guests that are going to be interested in your particular setup. So now once you've set all of this up, you now want to come to Rural BnB, who will create a splash page and marketing material for you so that people can actually know that you exist. And then hopefully the traffic can be directed there. We also talk you through how you can activate your family, friends, in terms of creating your own circle of customers who may actually come to utilize your space, and also help you engineer things that are similar to timeshares, so that you have a group of friends who basically buy time over the year to be able to stay in your place. So there's so many different ideas that you can do from setting up your rural BnB. Keep in touch with this particular series that is going to be on our YouTube channel. So you're looking for the Rural BnB Africa channel on YouTube. And also we've got a WhatsApp community where we're actually dropping short videos as well in terms of makeovers and things that you can do within your property. This is Culture Ngube, the CEO and founder of Rural BnB. Welcome to Rural Development Ideas.